If I can honestly say I contributed one meaningful thing to exercise, it's that as you get stronger and bigger, you don't do more exercise, you do less, because the stresses are growing greater. In other words, a beginner is too damn weak to overtrain. But as you grow bigger and stronger and you're handling 500-pound squats, you can overtrain very easily. So you don't train more as you grow bigger and stronger, you train less, and you'll keep growing. As the weights grow progressively greater, then the stresses also grow progressively greater too. If you don't do something to compensate for the ever-growing stress, the stresses will reach a critical point such that they constitute overtraining. The first, of course, will be a slowdown in progress, and if you continue with the same exact volume and frequency protocol, there will ultimately be a complete cessation of progress known as a sticking point. This can be prevented by inserting extra rest days and taking layoffs. You should never have to reach a sticking point.
When people think, Boyer, of bodybuilding, they think of the whole time being spent on weights. Is this entirely all that's involved in the sport?
Well, if you want to be successful at it, it doesn't, go in the fact that the more time you spend in the gym, the better you'll be. Most people assume that if a little training, makes a tremendous change in the body, then a lot of training or more training will improve you that much more, and that's not necessarily so at all. There is a lot involved in the preparation for a physique contest, but the training to provide the stimulus for muscle growth, which is a very important part of it, but it's still a very small part of it. There's a lot of other aspects involved as well.
Mike Mentzer's philosophy asserts that as the weights lifted become heavier, the risk of overtraining becomes a critical concern. This notion is rooted in the understanding that overtraining can have detrimental effects on muscle development. Mentzer's belief is that as the intensity of the lifts increases, the volume of work should decrease to prevent overtraining. The final repetitions in a set are where the most significant growth-inducing stimulus occurs, as these last reps require 100% muscular effort. This final push not only activates the body's growth mechanism, but also minimizes the risk of overtraining. By understanding this concept, weightlifters can avoid plateaus, a common roadblock to muscle growth. Overtraining, if left unchecked, can lead to diminishing returns, inhibiting progress, and potentially causing muscle losses. Mike Mentzer's approach encourages a more measured and strategic training regimen that acknowledges the dynamic relationship between lifting heavier weights and adjusting training variables. This can help optimize muscle growth while mitigating the risks associated with overtraining. From a scientific and physiological perspective, the concept of reducing training volume as weightlifters progress in their training is rooted in the principles of muscle adaptation and recovery. As weightlifting intensity increases with heavier weights, the physiological demands on the body rise significantly. This heightened intensity triggers a cascade of stress responses, including the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which, if not managed appropriately, can lead to overtraining syndrome. Overtraining occurs when the cumulative stress from training surpasses the body's ability to recover. In the context of weightlifting, this means that pushing the body to its limits with heavy weights without proper adjustments can be counterproductive. The last repetitions in a set, the ones that demand 100% muscular effort, are especially crucial for stimulating muscle growth. However, as the weights increase, performing these reps without considering the impact on the body's recovery systems can lead to overtraining. Overtraining can result in several detrimental outcomes for weightlifters. Plateaus are a common consequence, as the body's ability to adapt and grow is hindered by the constant stress without sufficient recovery. Additionally, muscle growth can be stunted or even reversed as the body prioritizes survival over muscle building. Cortisol, in particular, can have catabolic effects, breaking down muscle tissue and leading to muscle losses. Therefore, a strategic approach that involves progressively reducing training volume and adjusting other training variables such as frequency and rest periods can be vital to accommodate the increasing demands of heavier weights while preventing overtraining. This approach optimizes muscle growth, minimizes plateaus, and safeguards against the detrimental effects of overtraining, aligning with the fundamental principles of exercise physiology. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and the information provided, please check out more of my videos and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my online store for heavy-duty and other Mike Mentzer designed t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and more. The link will be in the description.
Train like Mike.